The program was scheduled to have the Honorable Premier of Gauteng join us to make closing remarks, Mr. Panyaza Lesufi. But as we know him to be, when there's a crisis, he wants to get his hands dirty and get involved. So he went to attend to that, but he did not leave us unattended to. He sent somebody who is equally as capable and as invested in the conversations that we're having, the MEC of Finance for Gauteng, my homeboy, as we would say it, Ntate Jacob Mamabolo. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Program Director, for a very warm welcome. Thanks to you. Thanks, Mwanako Hai. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me first and foremost, before I say anything, to just convey the apology of our Honorable Premier, Premier Panyaza Lesufi, who I'm quite sure that many of you were looking forward to a very electrifying moment with the Premier. So our sincere apologies, sorry about that. I'm quite sure that there will be a moment to interact with the Premier. So for now, it's me. Yeah. So apologies about that. But I promise you, I've been well tipped, and I understand you have been here for a very long time. And now is that moment when we should conclude. And I also understand that there's a very important event coming out after this immediately. So the speech of the Premier is available. We are going to circulate it, but I do respect the fact that time is not on our side. We should have concluded, I think, in the last few minutes. And I'll simply say almost one or two, three things and conclude. But before that, let me thank the Deputy Minister and, of course, the MMC of Finance, my colleague in the Gauteng Finance team, MMC Tata Morero. Thank you very much, and you have covered enough ground. You have also spoken for us. I'm quite sure the Deputy Minister would have also sufficiently covered us. And it's in that context that we can just conclude by thanking you, firstly, for choosing our province to host this very important event. You could have chosen another province, but we must appreciate the fact that you have chosen this province and this part of the city of Joburg to host what will be and what will stay as a very memorable point of reference. Having said that, I must also say that in the finance space, and MMC will be aware, next week the Minister of Finance is tabling the medium-term budget policy statement, and thereafter MECs of finance across the country will also make their speeches. So it is not time for us to be saying much, because we will be speaking not so long. But except to say that the discussions and the conversations you have had about the future of leadership, that is a very remarkable, highly commendable, and highly appreciated conversation to have. That conversation builds on a very good practice and leadership of our country to have conversations, to have dialogue, to have discussions. Sometimes I hear people say, we talk a lot, we talk and talk, and there's no action. But I'd like to say to you, our country's constitution is a product of a series of discussions, of consultations, of conversations, of dialogue. So we should build on that experience of leadership to appreciate conversations, to appreciate dialogue. I can assure you that is the best way to go. I used to work with the taxi industry, and I've been trying to say to them, let's have dialogue, let's have conversations, is the best way to go. So I'd like to commend you that please stay on this lane of having conversations about the leadership, not only of business, of government, but leadership across all sectors. So for that, we would like to really commend you for the conversations you're having. Here in the province, building on a very good example set by our president of engaging with CEOs of different corporates, we have set up a round table, myself and the MMC, and of course my colleague Mr. Mutara. We have brought the various CFOs, the chief financial officers, because we in the finance space, to have dialogue and conversations about how can we grow the Gauteng economy, which contribute 35% to the gross domestic product. So if we want to put a brick to build this country, the point of focus is Gauteng, because we are one of the biggest economies in the continent. The country's economy stands on the big shoulders of this province. So I've already said to the leadership that we will have a meeting, a discussion, to then say how do we work forward, build on the conversations that took place here, and provide leadership and guidance to our country. So with those words, I must say to you, we are deeply inspired, deeply encouraged that we are learning from the good history of leadership of our country to have conversations. I have received a book. I will definitely declare it as part of good leadership. I must disclose that the book will be declared. But thanks, and I must commend you for the excellent work you have done in putting that book together. That is exactly leadership, and I think you deserve a round of applause for that. We must thank you. We must thank you for that, and well done. With those words, I would like, on behalf of and by directive of the Premier, to wish you very well in the dinner. I'm told that tables are set and there's a good menu waiting. Please leave no stone unturned. We live in a very difficult period of fiscal consolidation. There's no money. So make sure that there's value for money. Everything, enjoy the meal. With those words, good night, enjoy the dinner. Thank you very much. And I hope the apology of the Premier is accepted. Thank you very much, Program Director. I've learned to save. I think I've passed the test of saving time. Thank you.
Indeed. Ntate Mamabolo. See that energy, that's my vibe there. Ntate, please go airport. Ne? When the team comes back Aboma Monday with that energy, with our cup.
TM Global Media, going beyond borders.